G'day and welcome to the Guy Who Sews channel. No live today because we have a fun family event planned, but in place of that I thought it'd be fun to take a mid-year review. Well, it's almost October, so is it a three-quarter year review? Anyway, let's give you a review of the quilts that I've done this year. Sometimes I look back and think I don't get a lot done, but then I have to remind myself that A, I work with tiny pieces and I love, the effect that has, and I've actually done more this year than I have last year. Almost double. Originally I thought it was double because I did 4 last year versus 8, but it's actually 5 last year versus 8. Last year I did a quilt for Daria, one for Simon, Lorenzo, one of my colleagues, and also the ones behind me. That's the one I forgot. How could I forget that one? It's right behind me. Anyway, let's take a look at the 8 quilts that I have completed this year, and these are the ones that I've actually finished, bound, and sent off to new homes already. This does not include all the quilt tops, otherwise we'd be here forever. The first quilt finish of 2024 was actually in the very beginning part of the year. This was to the Fab Farm pattern by Elizabeth Hartman, and it was part of a collab that I did with Stephanie from Stephanie Stitches, Stephen Bland from The Quilter, and Shannon from Slay Arts. This was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed making this quilt. It has since gone on to its new home. I made it as a baby quilt for a co-worker of mine, and her and her family are enjoying it to this day. The next finish was one of 2 t-shirt quilts I finished this year. This one has a nice cream border and cream background, and it was made for a family friend, and he is enjoying this one as well. It was a lot of fun to put together, and it was the first time I used a cream border. I've always tried to shy away from that because I've always worried about the lighter colors, but it turned out really, really beautifully. This next quilt is one that looks has Winnie the Pooh fabric along with some nice solids, and this is one that Lorenzo pieced most of it. He had a lot of fun putting this together for his baby niece. I went ahead and quilted it and bound it just because we just simply ran out of time before he headed home to Italy for him to quilt it. School just got busy and everything else. But this was such a fun project and one I look fondly back on because it was something that we did together. This next one is my second of 2 t-shirt quilts, and I love this one. This one was for a very close family friend who was graduating high school this year, and it was just a lot of the t-shirts that he had during his high school years, and it was just really, really fun to put it together. I used bright colors for the sashing and the background, and I think this one turned out beautifully. Let me know what you think. This next one is a retirement quilt. It's just became a tradition in our team now. When one of our team members or colleagues retires, that I go ahead and make them a quilt. Oh, it's always fun for me to do. So she was a huge dog lover, a huge advocate for dogs, and so I had no doubt in my mind when I heard she was retiring that this was the sort of quilt that I wanted to make for her, and she absolutely loved it. As many of my longtime viewers know, my wife and I host exchange students, and this next one was for the first exchange student that arrived in mid-August. We like to make them a quilt each year, so that way they can have it on their bed, and it's something for them to use throughout the year, and also take home when they head home back to Europe in early to mid-June. So this one is for Ali, and her favorite color is yellow, so I did a simple patchwork quilt for this one here, and then put her favorite color yellow on the back. And then the second one is very, very similar. We used a lot of the same fabrics. I had actually intended to use the same fabrics for all of them, but I made a miscut on one of the colors, so I had to go out and change it up. But it actually works out nicely because it's a little different. The direction of the fabrics goes a different way for Eva's, and I also put red on the background for hers because that's her favorite color. And my final finish for this year was my snippets quilt. This one was so much fun. My friends at Cotton Cut sent me a bunch of scraps, which they call snippets, which is the extra fabric cuts offs after they do their puzzle and mystery quilt pre-cut pieces. And I sat down with this for a while and tried to figure out what I was going to do with these little strips of fabrics and triangles. And so I cut them up into half square triangles and made this beautiful quilt. And I entered it into the state fair. We don't know the results yet, whether it's got a ribbon attached or not, but either way, it's so much fun. I really enjoyed this project, and doing something new. It was so much fun doing this one. And so that is all for my completed quilts this year. I have quite a few more quilt tops, but that's going to be a different video. Anyway, if you've missed seeing any of these presentations of the quilts themselves, go back and check out the episodes where I featured these. I tried to put those in the video itself, so that way you can kind of go back and check out those. And if you want to see earlier quilts of mine back from 2021, 2022, 2023, for instance, go back and check out those episodes as well. It's a lot of fun. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, definitely hit that like button. tell a friend, and I always love hearing comments from my viewers. I hope you all have a great day. Happy sewing, and we'll see you next time.